Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Welcome to another English lesson video with Shazwan. Okay. Today we'll be looking at introduction to argumentative writing. This is another part of your assessment for LCC113. So we have learned previously about email writing, how to write an email, the format, and then the parts that you need to include in an email. And today we'll be looking at argumentative writing, which is second part of your writing assessment. So without further ado, let's go. Now, overview of this lecture. So throughout the lecture, we'll be looking at argumentative, or what is argumentative writing, what is the features, and then the elements that you need to include to make it like argumentative writing. Then when you are writing argumentative, what do you need to put it in? For example, the introduction, the body, what do you need to include as part of your writing. And then we look at the structure, the introduction, the body paragraph, and then the elements in each part, as well as the conclusion and what you need to put. And then we look at the parts of an argumentative, which is part of the structure. So for the parts, we have introduction, antithesis statement, body paragraphs and topic sentences, counter argument and refutation, and the conclusion. So these are parts of an argumentative writing that you need to include so that you will provide a good writing that can show off your ability to do good, to use the language well. Okay, let's look at the first one. What is an argumentative writing? Okay, argumentative essay requires students to argue opinions using logical evidence about a certain topic, focusing on arguing for specific perspective. It means that you are trying to see whether the idea that has been presented earlier is good or no, and then what is your opinion on that, whether you agree or you disagree. So this is where you argue using logical evidence, meaning that you have to show off how well you know, so that you can see whether the ideas given are good or no. Okay, so logical evidence about a certain topic. For example, a topic we are talking about, cats can become better pets than dogs, for example. So you are trying to argue that cats are better. How? You give evidence. For example, cats are more independent, or maybe cats are easier to take care of. So those are what we call logical evidence, meaning that they can be proven, they can be seen, and they can be observed. And then focusing on arguing for a specific perspective, meaning that there is a stance there. Okay, there is a sense, meaning that you pick one rather than the other. For example, earlier we talked about cats versus dogs. So we agree that cats are better than dogs, and your perspective is that you believe that cats are better than dogs. So that's what we call a specific perspective. Okay, so in the case of cats, forgive my handwriting, it's very bad, versus dogs. Okay, so on the perspective, you are in this perspective. Cats are better than, where is the eraser? This is the first time I'm doing it like on the go. So your perspective is this: cats are better than dogs. So you are focusing on cats. Okay, right. So it poses an argument and tries to persuade readers to agree by using supporting facts and information, because you are trying to convince others to believe you. This is what you want to do, because you are arguing that one side is better than the other. So you want people to follow you. Okay, how do you do that? You give supporting facts and information, which can convince other people to listen to you. Okay, because it relies on structure and planning, the first step in writing one is often drafting a solid argumentative essay outline. So before you do everything, you brainstorm the ideas, then you create an outline so that you can project on what you want to say or you write. See whether the ideas can coincide with another, and then they can flow freely, and then you can write a good essay based on the outline. Okay, So that is about argumentative essay. The key idea here is that you want to argue on one perspective rather than the other, say it is better than the other, and give a reasoning why you say that. Okay, so that is key idea of argumentative essay. Now, when writing an argumentative essay, it is important for you to clearly state your perspective on the issue. For example, back to the issue of cats versus dogs. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that cats are better than dogs? Or are you in partial agreement, meaning that you agree a bit but you disagree also? So you are 50-50, maybe 40-60, for example. So that is partial agreement. Or you can completely disagree, meaning that you don't believe that cats are better than dogs. Maybe you know dogs are better than cats. Or maybe we change to another perspective, Nike versus Adidas. Or maybe Apple versus Samsung. So you agree Samsung is better than iPhone, or maybe Apple. So you argue that. Argue how? You support with reasoning and example. For example, Samsung is better than Apple because they have a clearer screen, for example, and many supported features because of Android, for example. That is reasoning and example. For example, Androids have a lot of apps that you can use for free compared to Apple, which you have to buy for some of the applications. See my reasoning. My reasoning, Android is better because there are more support, and then you can buy apps, or you can get apps for free, and then you compare with the other part. That is one way to argue. Then you must remember to organize your ideas clearly and logically, meaning that the idea there is an order based on the outline that you have prepared. Then make sure people understand what you are trying to say, and you can see that there is a flow between the points. Okay, so that, remember, when writing an essay, clearly state your perspective, whether you argue or disagree, agree or disagree, support your reasoning and with examples and reasons and elaborations. Then you organize them in a logical and clear way. Okay, that is for writing an argumentative essay. So this is the structure of an argumentative essay. So we start with the introduction, then we have the supporting paragraph, or we call body paragraph, body paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. Then we have another paragraph for counter argument, meaning that you are seeing the perspective of the other person. We will look into that in a bit, but for now, you remember that the structure, we must have an introduction, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, counter argument, and then you end it with the conclusion. Okay, so that is the structure. So a good essay should be following this structure. Okay, remember that, bear that in mind. Okay, let's look at one by one of the parts. So first things first, we have the introduction. So introduction is of any essay is very important for one reason. This is your first impression. This is what you want to get the reader's attention. This is where you want to give the background of your topic, and then this is where you want to start off with your ideas. So you want to grab the reader's attention and make them keep reading and paying attention. So how do you do that? You use catchy hooks, or what we call attention grabber in your introduction. So including them is not a bad idea, meaning that imagine that you are fishing. So this is a fish, this is a fish, okay, and this is a fish, maybe. So you want to catch the fish, you use a hook. Then you must have a bait. You want them to want to grab to this hook to eat it, so that you can grab them, you can catch them. So you need to have a good hook. What can you use for your introduction? You can use statistics, you can use examples, you can use quotes, you can use any story, background story, or maybe your personal story, anything that you think that can help get the attention of the reader. Because why? Because you want them to keep on reading your essay. Okay. So your introduction should always be close with your thesis statement. Thesis statement is the most important part of your essay. Okay. Thesis statement is the most important part of your essay. This is where your main idea of the whole essay is there. Okay. Thesis statement will clarify your stand on the issue, meaning that you are trying to tell some people about your topic. That is where you put it. Okay. So thesis statement, the most important part of your essay. Okay. So what is a thesis statement? Thesis statement is a concise, usually one sentence summary of the overarching point you'll be making throughout the essay, or what we call as the main idea. Main idea. So the whole essay will be about the thesis statement. For example, there are several reasons why cats are better pets than dogs. So when people read that thesis statement, they will know that the whole thing will talk about the advantages of having cats as your pet. So this statement must be clear. It must be about what you are trying to tell the people about. So your essay is arguing that cats are better pets than dogs, then this is the type of broad information that you want to include in your thesis statement. Meaning that they read it, they understand, you argue that cats are better pets than dogs. So they know that you will be focusing more on the advantages of having cats. So make sure that the reader knows exactly what the broad topic of the paper will be. Okay? And how do you do that? They look at the thesis statement. Okay? Which can be found in the introduction part, usually at the end of the paragraph. End of the introduction paragraph. So remember those. Okay? So a thesis statement can help get your point clearly and concisely. And how do you do that? Turn the topic into a question and answer it. Set up the big question in the title of your essay or within the first few sentences. Then build up to answering that question in your thesis statement. What does it mean? So look at the example below. For example, in your title or introduction, you can pose a question. What is the best type of sandwich? So this is the hook. The hook that we mentioned earlier. So you want to get the readers to guess. Oh, maybe this, maybe that, maybe that. And then they read, then you give the answer. So the answer is how you want to let them keep on reading. Okay? And then answer with your thesis statement. The best type of sandwich is peanut butter and jelly. Maybe. For us, we don't usually do that. Or we do. Or maybe no. Okay? Depends. This method is effective because intriguing questions draw readers and encourage them to keep reading to find the answer. Like for example, going back to the cats versus dogs just now. So maybe in the question, maybe you can ask a question. What do you think about, or maybe what can be better pets, cats or dogs? In the question. So in the end, you answer. In the end, there are several reasons why cats are better than dogs. Or the best pets are cats because of several reasons. That would be your thesis statement. How do you get that? You try to answer the question that you yourself ask. So do it like that. One way you can do it like that. Okay? Or another way is to state an argument and then refute it. Okay? Introduce an idea that contrasts with your belief and then immediately explain why you disagree with it. Let's look at an example. While some people believe peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are too simple, there are versatile sandwiches that you can easily turn into a gourmet meal. This method is effective because you use evidence and immediately demonstrates your credibility. So, one belief that let's look at one belief that this are too simple. Okay, people believe that peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are simple. You counteract with that. meaning that you give something that is the opposite of that. So immediately explain why you disagree. You disagree, you yourself disagree that peanut butter are simple. Because why? You give the reason here. There are versatile sandwiches that you can easily turn into a gourmet meal. You say that peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are not simple. They can be a gourmet meal. They can be very different from what people usually do. So that is how do you state an argument and then you refute it. This is the opposite way. Okay. So that is another point of another way for you to use the thesis statement. Now the third one is just for you to briefly outline your main points. Okay. Introduce your main point, explain how you back it up. For example, you can turn a peanut butter and jelly sandwich into a gourmet meal by using artisanal bread, toasting the bread, and adding additional toppings. So this is the third way where you give your opinions and then you give the outline of the elaboration of each point. No, not elaboration, just the each point. So that people understand, oh, okay, this is your point, then you give the opinions here. This method is effective because it gives readers a clear idea of everything you'll discuss in your essay. It also serves as a roadmap to help keep you organized and on track. So you give them the preview of what you are going to say in the whole essay. So this is another point for you to use as another way for you to use as your thesis statement writing. Okay? So it depends on you. It is up to you on which one you want to use. Which is the easiest, go for it. Okay? Then we move into the body paragraphs. So in order to prove your argument, you say that cats are better than dogs. You need to have the body paragraphs for you to elaborate on your points. So at least 3 should be fine. Okay? So we start off each body paragraph with the topic sentence. Okay? Topic sentence is the idea of that paragraph. Thesis statement is the whole essay. But for body paragraph, topic sentence is the main idea of that paragraph. So what is one item, fact, detail, or example you can tell readers that will help them better understand your claim or paper topic? Your answer should be the topic sentence of the paragraph. So you say, your thesis statement is, there are several reasons why cats are better than dogs. So in your topic sentence, body paragraph 1, you say, one of the reasons why cats are better than dogs is, that is your topic sentence. But it must be a complete sentence rather than just stop at the tu. Okay. So for example, one of the main reasons why cats are better pets than dogs is because cats are independent. That will be your topic sentence. After you have your topic sentence, you explain it, you elaborate on it, and then you provide evidence. Meaning that, like I said, cats are independent. Cats are independent because they are able to sustain themselves by eating what they find outside, and they can hunt for food. For example they can hunt for rats, or like they can look for fish when they are near the river. Even though when you take care of them, they are independent because you just provide them with the sandbox, and then they can do their own business, as well as they are able to take care of themselves without much care. So you explain, you elaborate, you give evidence. For example, we can find that cats are able to survive from high fall because their body can turn into the right way just at the last second. For example, that is the evidence, and you explain it. So you see, the way you give the points and then you elaborate and then give evidence, it makes that your idea is very strong, and then people will say, oh, this person has the ability, has the know what they are saying. So you need to be able to provide a good topic sentence and elaborate, as well as give evidence to your points to make your body paragraph strong, which will support your thesis statement. Okay. Then you end the body paragraph with a concluding sentence where you can assert how the topic sentence of the body paragraph can help understand and prove your paper's overall claim. Meaning that you can rewrite the topic sentence but in a different way. For example, because of that, that is or maybe in conclusion, that is the reason why cats are better pets than dogs, which they are being easily dependent. You rewrite back your topic sentence in a different way so that you are reasserting your claim and your opinions. Okay, so that is for body paragraph. So this is the same. Okay, this is where you attempt to persuade the readers to believe your perspective. This is where your points for your thesis statement will be. Okay, a rule of thumb for essay writer is you want to try have to at least 3 supporting paragraph, and you must use concise facts and supporting information. The more specific is better. Okay, let's look at an example. If you are arguing that cats are better pets than dogs, you may have one supporting paragraph that focuses on the level of independence of cats, one that discusses high intelligence level of cats, and the third that examines the cat lifespan. See, this is point number 1. This is point number 2. And then this is point number 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So this will be the topic sentences for, this is the points, not topic sentence. Topic sentence must have a complete sentence, but this is what you can use for the points in your body paragraph. So this is the first paragraph, second paragraph, and the third paragraph. These are just examples on the top of this percent. Okay, there are many more reasons that cats are better than dogs, or why dogs are better than cats. Okay, so first paragraph, level of independence of cats. This is the topic sentence, elaborate, then give evidence. Second paragraph, what high intelligence levels of cats, evidence, is elaboration, then evidence. And third, cat's lifespans, elaboration, and then confidence. So remember that. Okay. So after you have written your body paragraphs, this is where you write your counter arguments or opposing viewpoints. This is where you look into the perspective of your opponents. Because, okay, for example, you talk about cats are better than dogs. This is where you look at why people say dogs are better than cats. This is the opposite way. Okay, so a great argumentative essay will demonstrate an understanding and respect for different viewpoints than one's own. Meaning that you agree, you have your own stance, your opinion, but you can see the opposite side of the coin. Meaning that you see, okay, there are reasons why people do like dogs better than cats. You are in the cat team, but you understand that there are people that in the dog team. They want to see that you can argue a point, but they also want to see that you understand why people may believe something different than you. Yes, it's because people have their own opinions and beliefs. So it doesn't mean that they are wrong, but you have you are fighting for your group, or you are fighting for your beliefs. Okay. So a good place to put this paragraph is right before your supporting paragraphs, but before your conclusion. So they say about cats and dogs. This is where you would write a brief paragraph discussing why people prefer dogs over cats. But in the end, you will still believe that cats are better than dogs. Okay. For example, on the other hand, there are some reasons why dogs are better than cats, as some people have belief. Then you write a bit about the points, like maybe dogs are more loyal, and then they can save you from danger, somewhat and whatnot. But in the end, cats are preferable over dogs, as they are something macam tu. Even though you think that they are good about dogs, then you talk about cats more. Okay, you believe that cats are better. Then this is where you put your counter argument. Okay, so you believe that this point, but there are some goods of that side, but you still think that your side is better at the end. Okay, and then explain the reasoning of the opposing side. Provide, if you want, you can point out the defenses and the evidence, and then think about that, what they would say if they were writing an essay about dogs are better than cats. Macam tu. And point out weaknesses and weaknesses in the argument, refute the points with evidence and support, and then reinforce your position as the most reasonable position. This is what I mentioned earlier. Okay, so try to do it when you are writing the counter argument or opposing viewpoints. Show why the other side is weak. Okay, when you are writing your essay, you may be tempted to ignore the other side of the argument and just focus on your side, but don't do this. This is not a good argumentative essay, because if you just talk about your side rather than seeing the other side, then you are not arguing, you just are bullying. Okay, so the best argumentative essays really tear apart the other side to show why readers shouldn't believe it. You look at the other side as well, but at the same time, you are strengthening your stance. So before you begin writing your essay, research what the other side believes and what their strongest points are. Then in your essay, be sure to mention each of these and use evidence to explain why they are incorrect or weak arguments. That will make your essay much more effective than if you only focus in your side of the argument. So in your counter argument, you say that dogs are loyal. Okay, then you can counter them in the paragraph directly. Okay, so and there are certain examples where they show dogs are loyal, but with the reason that when you mentioned earlier that cats have long lifespans, they can be more loyal than dogs. Or maybe come up with something that can strengthen your points while countering the other person's punya opinion. Okay, so this is where you do the counter argument, and then as a conclusion, in the conclusion, you conclude with a recap of your points. You restate back your thesis statement in the different wording, but still same meaning, or you paraphrase. Then wrap up the essay nicely by summarizing your entire point, what you have said earlier, and then just give short comments on what you have said earlier. Okay, so that is how you conclude an argumentative essay. So these are some of the references that you can read up through so that you can get a more understanding on the concept of argumentative essay. So that's all. I hope that you can understand what I'm trying to tell you about. So we learn about the structure, the definition of argumentative essay, how do you write the essay, the parts that you need to include in the essay, as well as the elements of the essay. So I hope that this will be helpful to you to learn about argumentative essay, which can strengthen your understanding, and then you can do it well for your assessment. So thank you very much to listening to me. My name is Azwan. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.